8 days later, Bob drove me home. I had already regained some strength and energy, and I was eager to play with my son, something I hadn't been able to do before the surgery. I felt more confident than ever that I was on my way to beating the crippling disease that had taken such a big chunk out of my life. Bob and I finally had something to look forward to. But deep down, I knew it wouldn't be a perfectly smooth transition. And again, the group was there for support.
What would you do if, your kids walked in on you when you were in the bathroom, they saw it? How would you explain it to them?
My 4-year-old, I let him know a little bit more than the 2-year-old just didn't understand. And to tell you the truth, the 2-year-old didn't even think anything of it, didn't even notice it.
The main thing, my wife, she's the one, she should know everything, which she does. And there's no shame or there's no embarrassment, nothing at all, because this is, at present, this is a part of your body. And you should love your body. That's the main thing.
Just listening to all your wonderful comments, as you know, I am going in for surgery in a couple of weeks. You're very fortunate to have your partner at this point. But what do you suggest for me that, to meet my guy, and how would I present it to him? And
you mean when you're starting to date somebody new? Is that what you're talking about?
I was concerned, though, about the scar and the whole...
If it really bothers you that much, there's always plastic surgery. It's not a big deal. It's just one of life's signs that you're around and living. That's our war
you were in a
wound.
gunfight or something. Foiled a bank robbery or something.
5 weeks after surgery, I could not believe the difference in the quality of my life. Things weren't perfect, but they were so much better than before. It was like starting over. This time without a harness connecting me to the toilet and without excruciating cramps or the roller coaster mood swings. It was much easier getting used to the appliance than I'd imagined. Whenever I looked at my stoma, it still shocked me. But I felt so healthy that it didn't bother me for long. I knew it was just a temporary inconvenience. To tell you the truth, I probably could have carried on indefinitely without the second operation.
Let me explain what we're actually seeing on this pouchogram.
When I went to see the surgeon for my 6-week checkup and pouchogram, he told me that many of his patients feel that way. The pouchogram procedure is quick and simple. A dye is injected into the anus through a soft catheter. The dye outlines the pouch and allows the doctor to determine how well it's healed. After my pouchogram, the surgeon and I looked at the results together, and he told me everything looked good. I was ready for the final surgery. Then he showed me exactly what would happen during the operation. My ileostomy would be closed, and I would start having relatively normal bowel movements through the anus. That meant I wouldn't need the appliance anymore, and the pouch would hold stool until I was ready to move my bowels. The surgery itself would take about an hour and a half, and I'd be leaving the hospital in about 5 days. He told me that following the operation, I could expect a buildup of gas, a bloated feeling, and frequent and loose bowel movements. He added that gradually, over the months, the number of bowel movements would level off to about 4 to 6 during a 24-hour period, and urgency would not be a particular problem. A far cry from what I'd been used to. This time, I even looked forward to the surgery.